As you are aware, the U.S. economy is undergoing a severe contraction. Employment has fallen steeply since last autumn, and the unemployment rate has moved up to 7.6%. The deteriorating job market, considerable losses of equity and housing wealth, and tight lending conditions have weighed down on consumer sentiment and spending. Overall and core inflation are expected to remain low over the next 2 years. This outlook for economic activity is subject to considerable uncertainty. To break the adverse feedback loop, it is essential that we continue to complement fiscal stimulus with strong government action to stabilize financial institutions and financial markets. If actions taken by the administration, the Congress, and the Federal Reserve are successful in restoring some measure of financial stability, and only if that is the case, in my view, there is a reasonable prospect that the current recession will end in 2009 and that 2010 will be a year of recovery.
Thank you very much. Senator Bunning.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Nevertheless, despite these favorable developments, significant stresses persist in many markets. Notably, most securitization markets remain shut, other than that for conforming mortgages, and some financial institutions remain under pressure.
I'm sure you've given this some thought and perhaps discussed it with many people down at the Federal Reserve. How much money do you think we'll have to invest?
I think you could call today's action a Bernanke bounce, that basically his comments that the government really has no interest in nationalizing the banks and can provide support from a minority standpoint, also indicating that if the plans work, then the recession could end sometime this year, and investors know that the market tends to anticipate the end of a recession by about 6 months. I think both of those factors allowed investors to breathe a sigh of relief. I think that part of today's rally was in anticipation of the president's comments, and hopefully he'll be saying some things that will cause investors to feel a bit more optimistic.